It's time for your daily crypto update with Framework Fortune Crypto. I'm your host Ben. Now let's dive in. So Bitcoin with a big rejection off of the 50,000 area. And this was a possibility that I was talking about during last week, that we could see it push up to this 52, 53 area, break through 50. But we might see a big pullback after that, or some type of pullback. Now, of course, it's not that surprising of a pullback. Bitcoin has been running, all the cryptos have been running. We've seen very nice gains, and I've been talking about pulling profit. So I have been pulling profit for about 2 weeks now, and this is exactly why, because when you get to these areas of resistance, these major areas like 50,000, 100,000, 75,000, or if you take it down into the dollar amounts, $5, $10, $20, those are always going to be some type of strong resistance because people like to sell at whole numbers. It's easy math. So we got all the way up to 53,000 before it dumped. And people who bought down here in this dip at 30,000, how long are they going to hold from 30,000 up to 50,000? That's a $20,000 move. So there's no surprise here really to me that we got this pullback. It did look like last night that we were going to start pushing bullish on everything. I mean, Bitcoin was breaking out of the triangle. Looked good. Everything looked good, and then just overnight, and this is why I always say the crypto market can change in an instant. We are holding up 45,000. That is a good sign. You see it dipped below 45,000 momentarily, but buyers pushed this candle all the way back above that. So this support is trying to hold. This support absolutely has to hold. If this support at 45,000 doesn't hold, then we are going to be looking at a bear market again, or at least a consolidation market where it's real slow. So we look on the daily chart. The EMAs are still where they need to be, still bullish. So we're still very bullish even with this pullback. And it shows as buyers push this back over that 45,000. It's also where the 50-day moving average is. If you look back here on the chart and look at the history of the price movement, the first time that Bitcoin broke above 50,000 over here, it shot all the way up to 60,000 and then had a massive sell-off to that 45,000 area. Get quite as high on this run as we did here before we had this nice pullback. But that movement is how Bitcoin moves. You can see it as the price levels moved up on this original rip. After we hit 45,000, we bounced all the way back up to 60,000. And then we came back down again, and that 50,000 area held a support, and then we ripped all the way up to 65,000. Then we dropped all the way back down almost to 45 again to that 47 area before popping up again. So I don't think this is going to be the end of this crypto run that we've been in. It is a possibility, so be prepared for that. But it just looks like the same type of pullback that we had back here on this original bull run. And you can see, looking back at all of this, Bitcoin, this is just what it does. It can't keep going straight up. You're going to have some breathing. So pretty much right now, we just need to hold 45,000. But let's take a look at Ether, see what it's doing real quick. So same thing, big rejection at the big resistance lines at 4,000. Coming back down all the way to 3,000. That was a pretty hard drop on Ethereum, actually. So Ethereum back down to 3,000. Possibly decent entry. I would rather get it down at 2,500. Maybe even 2,000 if it got back that low. I don't know if it would ever get back that low, but it might. But you can see this old resistance here is also holding up as support. So we have a lot of support right through this area with the 50-day there, that 3,000 area, and then the 2,500. So there's a lot of floors under this. I don't see Ethereum breaking back down. I don't like that it didn't make a higher high right here on this push up. I really wanted to see it break all new time highs. But if we do get the bounce scenario where we bounce off of these strong support areas back up to these high resistance areas, then I would expect those resistance areas to break and see Ethereum make new highs. The only thing we have up today as a gainer is Solana. And Solana pushed all the way to 200, but getting rejected pretty hard off there. No surprise. I expected that. Said it was going to go to 200 and probably pull back. and it's very volatile right now, and it's been from 138 all the way up to 200. So Solana off of that 50-day I think would have been pretty decent, but for now we want to see 150 hold up. It looks like it's trying to hold like this 167 area. Yeah, basically at 167 there, 165 as support, right kind of where the 10-day is. If it can hold there, then we could see Solana curl back up and come up for another test of 200. And being pretty much the most bullish coin out of all of them this run that we've been in, I would look at Solana as the leader of the market right now, because most of the attention is going to stay on Solana as it's in these new high areas. So if Solana can rebound and come back up and test 200, then I think we would see Bitcoin and Ethereum come up. But if Solana starts really selling off, that could be a sign that we're coming back into consolidation / bear market. Cardano, and I've been saying this for the last few days, something about it was bothering me. The way that it wouldn't push up to 3 on this last sell-off where it just got hung up at like 294, that just bothered me a lot. I did not like that. So I did sell quite a bit of my Cardano, locking in as much profit as I could up here. I'm still holding some, but nowhere near as much as I was. But I was talking about this possibly happening very soon, and it was even sooner than I thought, really. I figured at least try to test $3 one more time. It did drop even lower than I expected. I figured if it did drop, it would try to hold 250, but it ended up going all the way down to $2 and currently is at 236. A lot of this pullback on Cardano is because there's some issues with the contract rollout and a DEX, I guess, on the Cardano platform. I don't know the exact details yet, but apparently some of the stuff was not good. The project leader of Cardano, Charles, is saying that they're going to have it all resolved by the contract release and everything is on point. If for some reason those smart contracts do not come out when he says they are going to come out, or if they come out and they don't debut good, there's issues and bugs, we could see Cardano really drop. And that's what I'm concerned about. Cardano had a lot of potential, but these smart contracts is something very important that they need to be able to get all these dApps built on top of that blockchain. And if there's issues there, then we have issues as investors. So I'm keeping a very close eye on it. Whatever I hear, I'll keep you guys updated. But for now, I am mostly out of Cardano at this moment. Now, if the smart contracts come out and it's great, everything is good, and they start building dApps, then Cardano could bust back over 3. So Algorand pulling back, but Algorand just started running, really. I mean, Algorand just broke $1, ran up to 150. So there's a 50-cent move on $1 crypto. That's a pretty nice move, last 4 or 5 days span. Algorand at $1 every time. I think I said this yesterday. Algorand back at $1. I don't think it would ever get back there, and if it did, that would be a good buying opportunity. And you can see where buyers pushed this straight back up to 120. This is one I'm going to be keeping an eye on. And actually, I'll probably start researching this one more because it is another blockchain. And Solana's been causing a lot of the blockchains to move quite a bit. Now, we could be transitioning into a different part of a crypto bull run where we've seen the blockchains run and now maybe NFTs might run, or the synthetic assets might run, or DeFi only might run. We may see some type of switch like that after this sell-off, because there was a lot of cryptos that were lagging behind and not getting big movements. Atom dropping to 20. I'm bullish on Cosmos ecosystem. I'm going to be picking some up at 20, and if it drops more, I'll just probably continue to pick it up because that ecosystem is really coming together nicely. I'm definitely fine with taking Atom at cheaper prices. I'd love to get it back down here again, more of it at $10. So if we do see that bear consolidation market, this is when I'm definitely going to be buying down there. But in this dip, I may pick up some more once we see what it's going to do out of these candles. This is still a bearish candlestick pattern here that is on most of the cryptos, with that big sell-off, a little bit of buying coming back in, and then we've got indecision here. So we're going to need to see some buying come back in within the next 4 to 8 hours. If not, and this candle starts dropping below 2035, or the bottom of the candles on any of these other plays like Bitcoin, if it starts dropping below this bottom, then we could see another big leg down. I didn't call it out on Bitcoin, but we'll go back real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Same thing here. See, if we drop below the bodies of these candles at that 46,646, then we could see a continuation leg down in the market on these ones that have pulled back. This pullback possibly could be a time to get some dip buys in, but we may have more coming. We may be having more of a pullback coming before we get a bounce. It's hard to say right at this point because this pattern is not finished yet. It's 4 hours. This is a 4-hour candle, so this one will be finished here soon, and it's that next one we're going to need to see which direction it goes. The rally coin may be one to start looking into. It went on a nice run to $1. It's pulled back almost to the uptrend. I like to buy for swing trades off of uptrends, and that 65 area would be pretty good. The 70 area may hold. We'll see if it holds or not. It still looks like it may sell off a little bit, but this is the type of charts I want to see. Uptrends where the coins just pulled back to the uptrend but still look pretty bullish overall, because they're going to be the ones more likely to push up and get some type of rebound with that strong of support below them. So keep an eye on rally coin. But yeah, that's all the coins I'm going to cover for today. Looking through all of the chart patterns, are all pretty much the same right now after the big pullback. I'm mainly going to be looking in the Cosmos ecosystem for coins that are at discount prices right now, and I'll also be looking at Algorand and more into the Algorand blockchain. I'm about to start putting some more videos out on some of the Cosmos stuff because I do really enjoy what's going on there. Oh, I think there's one that's not on my list. Now, I almost forgot, this is one coin to start keeping an eye on regardless of what is going on in the crypto market. This is Fetch.AI, F-E-T. This is a newer coin that got added to Coinbase, but this is a part of the Cosmos ecosystem. And that .ai is important because that is what this project are working on, is AI efficiency across the Cosmos chains and for a lot of blockchains. So if you have AI automating all the transactions and a lot of things like that, that is going to be big. This is what I was talking about a while ago, where I was saying when AI starts getting into blockchain, into cryptos, that is when we're really going to start seeing some interesting moves happen. And Fetch is one of the only ones that I'm aware of, and it is in the Cosmos ecosystem, which I'm already bullish on, and I've already started loading up on this. I was buying it yesterday at $1, and you can see this one did not actually have a pullback like the rest of the crypto market. It actually held up really well compared to everything else. I think this one has a ton of potential. Been on an uptrend. I'm going to start covering this one more, and this is going to be one that I do a review of and take a closer look at in a video, so you guys can see what it's about too. We're going to pop into CoinDesk and look for some new news. There's not really anything I'm too concerned about at the moment. A lot of this is going to be, negative headlines that it's the end of the world, and I don't pay attention to that stuff. But we do have Bitcoin being now the legal tender in El Salvador. We already knew that was going to happen, but you can see right here, El Salvador buys its first 200 Bitcoin a day before its Bitcoin law becomes effective. So let's see when this date happened. Yeah, so this was on September 6th. So this is recent headlines. So they just bought, looks like they're probably buying the dip. So whoever's selling Bitcoin right now, El Salvador is buying. That's what I'm talking about, El Salvador. Get it. Let's see, the SEC is taking on DeFi. You can see SEC investigation into DeFi platforms. So they're going to start looking into that. So we're probably going to get some stupid regulations and some more issues with what we can use and what we can't use here in America. Former Libra director joins Polkadot, so that's a good thing for Polkadot. So tomorrow's crypto update will be a little bit more precise. Just right now we're in indecision whether things are going to hold up other than Fetch.ai. So keep FET on your watch list. If there's a coin that I'm currently not covering on a weekly basis that you would like me to cover, leave it in the comments below and let me know your thoughts on Fetch.AI if you know anything about it. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.